Guide on servicing one of these Trek Fuel EX0809 early 2010 frames. This is obviously the linkage rocker. If you're going to be working with any kind of housing, the first thing you want to do is just visually check it. If I look at this housing, I can see it's nice and flat, so I'm not going to have any misalignment problems when I try and press this out. But if I look at this section, I can see there's a slight curvature to it, which could cause problems. I mean, without a doubt, you could end up with a bearing binding in the housing if it comes out at an angle. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take this little spacer, I'm going to put it onto there. I'm going to take a piece of sellotape, if I can get the sellotape off with these stupid gloves on. When I put the spacer on, I want to make sure it doesn't go past this lip. If that goes past that lip, when the bearing is being pressed out, it'll bind against the spacer. Obviously the spacer will be jammed in the vise with this. Now, if I take it and I put it on now, you can see it's very, very close to being straight. So the next stage is to take this component, which fits in the back here, take that, and just fit the whole thing into the vise. I find it easier working with specific tools for bearings because you don't have to faff about and there's far less chance of you damaging them. Once you get this to the point where you want it to be, have a look around it. Just visually check that it's sitting flush. You want this component in the middle of the jaws, and you want these jaws to be aligned so that it's nice and straight. When the energy forces straight through there. If I now apply some pressure, there's no real force needed, it's just pressing it right out of there. And that's how simple it is to get the bearings out of this rocker link. There's no damage to the paint, very, very easy to do, and it doesn't really cost you anything. You can also make sure that it's being done properly. When it comes to putting the bearing back into this, just press it with your thumb, back over to your vise. Without anything else, just press it in as far as it goes, nice and gently, and when it stops, just ease off. You can see it's flat there. Because of this shape, it's obviously protruding a bit out of the housing. Then you take one of your old bearings, back over to the housing, line it up. Now before you apply a lot of pressure to that, come to the back and make sure you're not fouling anything. You don't want to touch this, you don't want to touch any other parts, you just want to get on this nice flat part and then just gently press it in. It's very, very simple to do it. That's basically it. Now this will work for this bearing, and the bearing at the back there. That's how hard it is to change them using a vise, some simple tubes and a couple of other components.